First Class is the third episode of the first season of the new Frasier series, and I'm delighted to say it's just as wonderful as the previous two episodes. There will be spoilers from this point on as I talk about things that I liked, things that I loved, things that I was technically disappointed by. So, spoilers from now. And when I say disappointed, I'm not actually disappointed in the episode, but I know that this is a quite a short season and I'm hoping for quite a few cameos from, well, Cheers, but also hopefully from Frasier. And we're three episodes in and we haven't had a cameo yet, so I'm really hoping we get one soon. But it wouldn't surprise me if, for example, the Cheers cameos all take place at the same time. Fingers crossed something like that happens soon. But I guess at the end of the day, even if we had no cameos or very few cameos, the series is still, so far, really great and enough to carry its own. So this episode focuses on Harvard and Frasier's new career and the fact that things don't necessarily go according to plan. He wants to be seen as this serious professor or at least taken seriously, but all everybody wants to focus on is his TV show. And honestly, I hadn't expected to be given this much of an insight into his TV career. We get to see how it progressed, the theme tune is going to be stuck in my head all day. So many small little things that I loved. The thinking caps, the mugs with Dr. Crane written on them, the vocabulary. I mean, I don't love the word favorite, to be honest, but I do like the fact that it's giving us a deeper insight into what that career was like and the craniacs and just so many little things here and there that I absolutely adored. As much as I want Frasier to do well, I like the fact that his first days teaching at Harvard were not an instant success. I think it's important that we have these problems that he needs to overcome, and I think Alan played a really great role in helping to guide Frasier and to steer Frasier towards thinking things in a more positive way. And I rather enjoyed the discussion they had, the scene where he hit him with the thinking cap. I thought that was very thought provoking and very well done. Alan, of course, is absolutely brilliant in this, and the fact that he has a cat called Margaret Scratcher, no less. I hope we get to see more of the cat. I don't think it's going to ever be as prominent as, say, Eddie. I don't think it's a direct replacement, but at the same time, I love cats, so I'm rather excited about that. We also have Eve rehearsing for a role, and that was interesting enough. I feel like it definitely felt like filler for the most part, though of course it did play an important role at one point. I'm finding it really interesting that we're not currently getting a lot of Freddy and it's actually more about David. And I love David. I think he's such a fantastic character and has so much of Niles's qualities in him that I just find him so compelling and absolutely adore him. So I'm actually glad about that. And we do, of course, get some Freddy here, particularly the scene where Freddy realizes his father is considering dropping out of Harvard. I thought that was a very well done scene, very well delivered lines. But at this point, it's definitely unclear where Frasier and Freddy's relationship is going. But we have a few more episodes to explore things. I do wish this was a full length season and not just 10 episodes. Hopefully, if it is recommissioned for a second season, we will get a much longer season next time. But I suppose I'm very grateful for the 10 that we have. Still seven left. And I think the last thing I want to mention is something that I feel like would have been intentional on the costume department's part. And it's the fact that Frasier is wearing a red checked shirt. Now, I can't say for certain that he never wore red check or plaid or anything like that in the classic series. But to the best of my recollection, I can't picture him wearing that. But in this episode, he's wearing jeans. He's wearing red check. Martin Crane wore jeans and red check. And I think it's just a subtle nod that Frasier has more qualities of his father than perhaps is first immediately obvious. And then, of course, we have the conversation between Freddy and Frasier with dropping out of Harvard, showing that there's perhaps more similarity between Frasier and Freddy than they might first think. And I love that. I love that it's like father, like son, like son. All we need is Freddy wearing red check and everything's come full circle. Really enjoyed this episode. Of course I did. It's such a great show and I'm so glad that any concerns I had about it ruining the original series have just been cast aside completely. Cannot wait for the next episode. It's the highlight of my week, and if they continue being as good as First Class and the previous two episodes, I know we're going to be in for a real treat with the rest of this series.